You can be great at scheduling, tracking KPIs, and writing flawless project plans. But the moment you're expected to lead people, everything changes. Welcome to the Project Management Masterclass, the show where project leaders are made. This platform exists for one reason. Tools don't deliver projects, people do. That's why the Power Skills Academy was created, to help project professionals master the skills that actually move the needle. Emotional intelligence, communication, collaborative leadership, and strategic thinking. The skills that elevate your influence and make people want to follow your lead. If you ever thought, what am I missing? This is your answer. Visit www.developpowerskills.com. The link is in the description. Now, here's your host, Brittany Wilkins.
Welcome to Project Management Masterclass. I'm Brittany Wilkins, and thank you for tuning into today's show. I like to open up today's show with a question. What does it take for a product or service to go from ideation to execution? It's a bit of a loaded question, which can be viewed from different perspectives depending on whom the question is asked to. From a project management perspective, this is the perspective I'll take. The bridge between ideation and execution lies within the project methods that are utilized. In today's show, I will be discussing OPAs, EEFs, and some commonly used project methods. Let's begin with OPAs. If this is your first time hearing the acronym, OPA stands for Organizational Process Assets, which are defined as the processes, procedures, and policies and organizational knowledge repositories that organizations maintain. As an organization matures over time, they developed or adopt processes, procedures, and policies for projects as part of organizational governance. The second type of organizational process asset is called a knowledge repository. Within an organization, a central location exists of historical information of the projects that is accessible to the rest of the organization. Historical information contained within a repository is very beneficial as it can be leveraged to plan and manage new projects. And from a continuous improvement standpoint, it can serve as a way of improving project management processes. Also, project managers and teams can learn about past projects and the challenges these projects have faced to avoid making those same mistakes. Examples of historical information contained within a knowledge repository often can include the following: activities, work breakdown structures, backlogs, benchmarks, reports, risk and mitigation plans, estimates, retrospective findings, resources that were used on projects, project management plans, project documents, prototypes, baselines, correspondent, and lessons learned. Now, we transition from OPAs to EEFs. EEF is an acronym that stands for Enterprise Environmental Factors, which can be defined as conditions that are outside of the control of the project team. Examples could be governmental or other rules and regulations that apply to organizations. It was in 2022 when I transitioned from leading new product development to corporate strategic initiatives for sustainability. For this project, I was to lead a team of subject matter experts in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And this was a huge learning curve and experience for myself and the team because there were a lot of enterprise environmental factors we had to account for, like greenhouse gas accounting for Scope 3 emissions, science-based targets, and SEC guidelines for companies reporting any type of ESG information externally. These rules and regulations dictated the tactical execution of the project. And it was the first time in my career where I had to factor in auditors ensuring everything the project team and I did complied with all these rules and regulations. But environmental factors can also be internal. Internal factors could be related to organizational structure, culture, systems, and locations. In leading global projects, I've been up against a lot of internal factors. In any large cooperation where you have multiple systems with data, it becomes quite a daunting task of how to merge these systems to achieve a particular strategic objective. But as a program and our project manager, it is important for us to really examine and review project assets contained in repositories, if one exists, as well as understand internal or external factors that could impact your project. Because you see, every project is bound by constraints, which include these top 7: scope, costs, schedule, resources, risk, customer satisfaction, and quality. And as project managers, we must not only juggle these constraints, but work effectively, providing solutions to navigate the project forward. So it is the methods we use that enable us to plan and tackle many of the project's challenges and constraints. Did you know there are over 100 tools and techniques for project management? Sounds overwhelming, but I want to emphasize you don't have to be an expert using all of these tools and techniques at once. But it is very important to know and understand the purpose of each tool. One frequently used method is data gathering. You use this method when you need to collect input from stakeholders. And within data gathering, there are 9 techniques one can use that can be utilized for project management. The first is benchmarking. Benchmarking is the process of comparing the performance, processes, or standards of an organization, product, or service against those of leading competitors or industry best practices. Essentially, the goal of benchmarking is to identify areas of improvement, understand how others achieve high performance levels, implementing those strategies to enhance one's own performance. Within the process of benchmarking, you can use measures such as cost, time, and quality, and use that data to drive improvements to gain a competitive advantage. Brainstorming. It's a creative group activity designed to generate a large number of ideas or solutions to a problem, where everyone is encouraged to think freely and suggest ideas that come to mind. Before kicking off a brainstorming session, I do recommend some pre-planning. In my early PM days, I made the mistakes of thinking if I got everyone in the room, all ideas would flow instantly. My first brainstorming session was like pulling teeth. But now that I've matured on my PM journey, I plan these differently, defining first what brainstorming tools will best help the team objective based upon what the company has available. And depending on the topic, I come into the discussion with data and information kind of categorized. And I also let individuals participating know in advance what is the topic, so it helps them to generate ideas, thoughts prior to the meeting. So if you're doing a brainstorming session, especially in a virtual space, ensure everyone has access to the tool and walk people through the logistics of how to utilize that tool prior to the exercise to maximize the session time. We cannot just assume just because everybody has the access, it's an available tool, that everybody knows how to use that tool. The third technique that could be utilized under the data gathering method is prompt. It's a prompt sheet. Within brainstorming sessions or independently, one can utilize a prompt list or sheet whose purpose is to provide guidance or triggers for thoughts on processes, tasks, or procedures for a meeting. A prompt list or sheet could include items like project timelines, potential risks to identify. It can also be a review of budget constraints and one of the key things needing to highlight in the meeting. So let me ask you this. How do you know when you've gathered all your data or executed all your tasks to gather and analyze that data? For this, you may want to use what they call a checklist. And this ensures that all steps in a procedure or task are completed. My mission is to elevate the project management profession by teaching project managers the essential fundamentals and power skills needed to transform from project managers into project leaders. You can support the mission by sharing this episode, leaving a review, or connecting with me via fan mail by texting the show. A checklist is not to be confused with another technique called a check sheet, which is the purpose of collecting and recording data systematically. Also, another data gathering method that one can use in alignment with the check sheet, if utilized in like a manufacturing setting, is the cost of quality, which the cost of quality is a financial metric that quantifies the total cost incurred by an organization to ensure that its products or services meet quality standards. It encompasses all costs associated with preventing, detecting, and correcting product defects. When I'm gathering data, I usually start with this data gathering technique of doing interviews, which is, I think it is a great technique for collaboration with stakeholders. And oftentimes it leads me to uncovering historical information and assets, and it has provided me a foundation for benchmarking internally, externally, and leading to brainstorming of how to use this information for the current scenario. When a company wants to enter into a new market or territory, they often utilize market research for gathering, analyzing, and interpreting information about a market, gaining insights of a target audience, competitors, and the industry as a whole, enabling one to develop strategies to make informed business decisions. And market research can be conducted through the use of another data gathering technique, utilizing questionnaires and surveys to collect information. So in your project management and in your organization, do you use any of these techniques? And if so, what do you find most challenging about using any of these techniques? To wrap up today's episode of Project Management Masterclass, I just kind of want to recap some key points I covered today. We began the show by giving kind of a brief high-level overview of exploring organizational process assets, which again are crucial for any organization looking to mature its project management processes. OPAs, again, include a range of assets such as activities, work breakdown structures, benchmarks, and lessons learned. These assets help project teams plan and manage projects more effectively by providing access to historical information and proven practices. Next, we transition, and I talked briefly about enterprise environmental factors. These are conditions beyond the control of the project team, such as government regulations and some things to do with the internal organizational culture that can influence project execution. Understanding and adapting to enterprise environmental factors is essential for successful project management, as demonstrated by my own experience in leading sustainability initiatives within a complex corporate environment. And then, I talked about some commonly used project methods, particularly just focused on data gathering techniques, just to try to set the foundation, from benchmarking and brainstorming to using checklists and conducting market research. These methods are vital tools in a project manager's toolkit. They enable the collection of valuable input from stakeholders, driving informed decision-making and continuous improvement. And again, I just want to point out the fact that you don't need to be an expert in all the project management tools and techniques, but it is important to understand their purposes and know when to apply them effectively to navigate the various challenges and constraints of any project. Thank you for joining me on today's episode. In future episodes, I plan to talk more about project management methods, and I hope you found this discussion helpful and insightful today. Be sure to tune in next time as I continue to explore the fascinating world of project management. Until then, keep managing those projects with confidence and creativity.
Thanks for listening to the Project Management Masterclass. If you're ready to lead at a higher level, explore the Power Skills Academy and start mastering the skills that drive real project success. Visit www.developpowerskills.com. The link is in the description. See you in the next episode.